Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, more noon, everyone. This is my night get nuked. I am thirsty. My players are over there, and all places where things are mirrored. It's confusing. So yeah, welcome back to yet another almost interminable episode of this short series, The Long Road Home, which seems kind of poorly named now. This is the villainy portion of this prologue to our next campaign, which, like all of our campaigns, will be run in the spiced system, this being the nuked setting of that system that was written by us at Bloodthirsty Puppets, which is myself and that one there and the one all the way over there at the bottom. Them. Before we go any further, we should really do rules for chat, which I believe are macroed somewhere, so they'll be coming up in chat, which is really handy.
Oh, they're being frantically typed.
But yes, in short, do not be a tool about someone's race, do not be a tool about someone's gender, and do not be a tool.
Or a screwdriver.
There we are. So yes, now we've got that out of the way, and you know who I am. We should leap into our crew, because we have a full crew. Look at them. They fill up the overlay with little faces full of joy, ready for me to crush with dead puppies and poison. First we shall have the visitor to our fair shores. Can you work out from context who that is? Yes, you, the vanishing head.
Hi, I'm Kit. I am playing Travis, your lovely travel agent.
Nothing else you want to tell us about him?
He will make your cares disappear. And he has a hidden gun we found out somewhere.
Yes. He has a hidden rifle, I believe, you said.
Yes, it is a rifle.
Yes. Where on earth could he be hiding that? Please tell me he's not hiding it on his person.
Oh, it's not.
Okay, fair enough. Like, all this time he's been walking with a stiff leg. No one noticed. Fair enough. Is that a rifle in your trousers? Oh god.
No, it is his leg.
Ah, there we are. Wrong and bad. So, next, we shall jump down to Tech.
Hello, I am Tech. I will be playing Barry the Bastard for my second appearance. I was slightly absent last week doing nefarious things. And yes, my guy indeed also has a shotgun, which hasn't actually come into the equation yet, but I put it onto his character sheet when I made him, and just haven't had an opportunity to use it yet. So I'd imagine it's wired up to my back, so it's not in a state that could be easily used without, disassembling it anyway. But I figure when he leaves town, it'd be more useful.
Fair enough. There we are. Tech thinks we're leaving town. But nice of him to wire it up for me. He didn't have to. Just volunteered to disarm his only weapon.
Because it's a really blatantly obvious shotgun, and anyone who walks into this town with a weapon will have it wired.
Yeah. That's fine.
And if I have a hidden weapon that isn't wired, I then have to hide the fact that it isn't wired, and then that's a lot more hassle.
Yeah, like Travis did. But anyway, there we are. Thank you for giving me a nice way of you not using your shotgun for a while.
That's cool. I thought, as I hadn't actually mentioned it yet.
Yeah, that's cool.
I put it on my character sheet, but then never actually mentioned it to anyone. So
seems the best way to handle a gun, really. It's in this way, a gun is like a penis. It's fine that you have one, but don't go shoving it down everyone's throat. There we are. So,
only when the situation really calls for it.
Well, yeah, when the situation demands, naturally, have fly. But wow. Okay. All right. Moving on. Young Lilth, who should you be playing tonight?
I will be playing Olivia, who is a big dumb human who likes to punch stuff. She may or may not have had a head injury in the past. That makes her a bit dumb.
Fair enough. you don't need a head injury to like punching things.
No, but you do need a head injury to like not talking much and not being very, very smart.
I don't know. You might be maligning the the academically subpar introvert population there. But fair enough. Well, it's your character. Right. So, by no means least, but once again last, young Spanners. Who should you be playing tonight?
I am playing Professor Germanium, also known as Gem. Doesn't have a gun, but does have a walking pharmacy in the style of her slightly grubby Flasher's Mac that she is using as her lab coat.
Excellent. So yes, we have this assorted motley crew, and we might as well put them back in the world. So, those of you who watched last time or caught it on YouTube when I finally remembered to put it up like yesterday, might recall that Barry had gone off to pay his debts. Which means, you can just scrabble that money you managed to get off.
I was just going to say, you've cunningly taken my money away while I'm not here.
Yeah.
Why would my guy who specialises in lying and robbing people go and pay debts?
Because it was a good reason for you not to be around last session.
And you wanted to take my money away from me. You're like, hey, you've made far too much money.
No.
You're in danger of doing well.
No, because you didn't agree to it. You didn't disagree at the end of the session when I said you went to pay your debts. So, Maha! And we established in session you owed someone the exact amount of money that you earned.
I think I managed to convince him it was someone else through a series of incredibly good lie checks followed by a crit.
You did. But hey, you've lost all your money.
Fine.
I'm sorry. It's one-shot gold. Who cares? So...
Barry cares.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Right. The crew had established that their new boss, whose name they didn't ask, was working for some strange folks who had a tent outside the bank. When you went and tried to convince them that they had a job for you, they didn't know what you were talking about because you didn't. But you did find out that they spoke a strange language that was somewhere between an extended coughing fit and gargling. Yeah, I can see someone knows what I'm talking about. So yes, you decided, after casing the bank, that the best chance you had for attaining the box was to poison the guards outside the bank.
Oh, yeah.
So you went to a shop that apparently sells the meat of deceased dogs and bought 5 burritos, and then it oddly chose to not have any sauce, which you probably could have hid the poison in, and then decided you were going to poison
I think
these
we decided
these
we were going
burritos.
to marinade.
We were going to make the sauce ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, special sauce.
Yes.
Yes.
You decided to make the sauce yourselves out of stimulants and intimate area medicines.
Yes.
And stim. So yeah, I believe the plan was to cause heart attacks.
That's basically a kebab anyway, isn't it? Purge-based sauce.
Yes. I believe the backup plan was to add a dose of crash, which you never got round to deciding if you were doing or not.
No, we were still discussing it at the end.
I think it sounds like a good idea.
Yes. I believe when we finished last time, you were walking back to Grimm's Grime Pit to finish making the marinade and to dose the newly acquired meats. So, we will return to the town of Hawes in the north of the Desolation. You are on the southern edge of the town, walking up a muddy street in increasingly heavy rain. towards Grimm's Grime Pit, the place where you got a room, kind of, by killing all the occupants.
Did we get rid of them, by the way? I think we were in the middle of doing it when I left.
No. You
they
closed
still
the
in the
door
box?
and walked out.
Okay.
You posed them and left.
Oh, I remember, yes.
Yeah. So
I thought that was the room you were talking about.
So that is, that's the rough scene. It's coming up to sort of midday. And yeah, you step back into Grimm's Grime Pit, and Barry's back there, having finished his errand of the morning. He's looking thirsty. So, onward.
Well, first things first. He fancies buying me a pint.
Well, I suppose as everyone else is quiet, and I'm the only one with cash left. She just kind of gets one of the little horse coins and slides
Do you
it
still
across.
have any horse coins?
I still have 5.
Okay.
So I gave half of them to buy the puppy meat.
And you exchanged some at the bank?
I did, but we had 10 left. So we have 14 in total.
Okay,
But
cool.
4 in the bank.
Cool. Yes. So you have some horse coins and you have 6 tack.
Yes.
Okay, yep.
So
Are you throwing him money or buying him a drink?
I am throwing him money because as I sat down, I took out what appears to be a pestle and mortar. It's just like a really small one, so I can kind of hide it inside the Mac, and I start crushing things up. Who knows what that is? Just random stimulants, and there is a little vial of stim that gets emptied in there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, crash.
Bit of crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even know the plan yet. God damn it.
Well, she's come in and started mixing together like a random dose of something. We've discussed poisoning people.
She's going to take another vial out. That she gives a bit of a shake, sniffs the bowl, empties half in.
You don't pass out from doing that.
She's been doing this for a very long time. So because she's a rotter and a chemist, the combination of the two means that she's tested a few of these things out on herself.
She's
I think
nails.
also robbers are resistant to chems anyway, aren't they?
Yeah. So yeah. So you got Jem sitting in the corner mixing up a delightful chemical treat. So
I'm having a beer. I've been given some coins.
Yeah.
I was given. Was I given 5 coins?
You were given 1 coin.
1 coin. Okay.
Oh. Although that should get quite enough, should there?
I bet you get around for a coin, can't you?
yeah, if you go for the cheap stuff, you'll get around.
Yeah, get around. I'll buy a round with this coin that someone else has just given me. It kind of he's got a pained expression giving up this coin, but I mean, he has just been given it freely by someone else. So
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you go over to the bar. Grimner's there again. He's just, he looks up. What?
I want to open a fresh tab.
Okay. He grabs like a rough-hewn like chunk of chalk. Goes over to the chalkboard. Gives you a good look. Like, big bloke. It's written on there. Underlines it. So yeah. What do you want?
I'll have. What? There's 5 of us, aren't there? No, 4. 4 of your best. 4 of your best beers.
All right. He wanders over to he wanders over to some sort of barrels that are form like the edges of the bar. And he goes towards the left. He's doing everything. That's where he walks around the vat of breakfast, and he turns to you. Lumpy or smooth?
We'll have 2 of each.
Okay. And basically, what he does is he opens up the tap on the bottom of the barrel and gets the 2 smooths, and he scoops out of the top of the barrel the 2 lumpy ones, because that's where the fermenting material is floating. Yeah, so the top ones have a consistency similar to sort of weak porridge, and the bottom ones resemble more sort of a modern beer. He plumps them down 2 at a time, after hopping back up onto his box, hopping back down, grabbing them. Like, right. Okay, you want to put anything on the tab, or you want to set up later?
I'll set up later.
All right.
If we're leaving in the morning, we'll set up then.
Okay. Fair enough. Right, so gonna pay for another room, yeah?
Yeah, we'll be staying till tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Put that on the tab as well.
Don't really like putting rooms on.
Hey, look, you can trust us. We've paid up.
What? When?
Earlier. I gave you those coins.
You gave me that guy's the old guy's coins.
No, after
He
that.
paid.
I mean, on our other rounds. This morning.
Yeah. All right, I suppose. Yeah. All right. Yeah. He picks up his brownish rag and goes back to spreading the spills across the bar.
Awesome. I will take the beers back to the table and take a chunky one for myself, because it must be about lunchtime by now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's chunky-licious and refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
So
No.
so you have 2 smooth sort of amber-coloured beers, and a slightly chunkier. It kind of just looks like beer froth mixed with porridge.
It's a bit chewy.
Yeah. But the delicious sense of hops and barley, just they're gusting off it. It's a thing to behold.
I mean, Travis would take the chunky.
Okay, yeah. Travis, you tuck into a nice chunky beer.
Olivia will take whatever's put in front of her.
It's his favorite.
Yes, I can. Jim will take a nice smooth one.
Yep.
No chunks.
Yep. The smooth ones are sort of almost disappointing. They're kind of watery. They're and clearly the alcohol content seems to rise to the top. The heavier sediments sink to the bottom.
It was probably only put on to ferment like 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, this is definitely small beer. Yeah. This is something that probably classified as beer before they put the hops in. So yeah, like there you are. You sit there and have your drinks. Screw it. People basically haven't eaten anything that isn't alcoholic in like the last day and a half. Yeah. So Barry and Travis, give me an endurance poison.
I had rat steak.
Yeah, you did. But you also had a chunky beer.
Regretful there, like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's a. Okay, how do I do this?
Endurance poison, it's just the roll plus the number at the bottom.
So plus my poison.
10.
6.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Barry, you're feeling all right. You know, you're aware you basically haven't consumed anything non-alcoholic in like a day and a half, if not longer. You know, you're starting to feel a little rough. Not drunk, but just digestively uncomfortable. But Travis, you're starting to feel a little loopy. You know, things are getting comfortable and groovy. You know, the seat you're sitting on no longer feels sort of rough-hewn and bad. The people around you seem interesting and shiny. You know, all the lights take on a more comfortable tone. Even the rain outside seems to be somehow more cheerful.
He's seeing everything in cartoons.
Kind of, yeah.
No. He is seeing everything in cartoons.
Fair enough. That's Travis's beer goggles. Okay. So yes, there you are. You're enjoying your beverages, your drink eating, your right. Plans progressing. How are things going? What's happening?
Okay.
Right. Now that we're actually sitting down eating comfortably, I should probably catch up on what you guys have been up to. If you want to tell me.
Okay, so Jen will probably give like basic details of what the plan is, just sort of short, sharp, to the point, almost like a bit of an itinerary. Explain that we have some meat. We're going to marinate it. Might be worth, because of the way that they interacted with Travis last time, to test this stuff out on someone to make sure it has the desired effect.
What's it meant to do?
Well, we're kind of hoping that it just kind of sends them buzzing so that they won't notice us going into the bank, because they're quite clearly guarding it. You know, heart attacks would be good. Just their weapons aren't wired. And no one seems to be particularly bothered that their weapons aren't wired.
Well, I assume they're like town guards or something. Are they like they're probably paid?
No. They're definitely not town guards. They are external. Someone has got some cash around here, and influence. So if we are going to lighten them of a box, we probably don't want them following us.
Makes sense. I mean, are these guys just outside the bank, or are they at the edge of town, or?
They are camped outside the bank.
Right.
And they're mean.
Is there any way around the back or anything?
It doesn't look like it. They seem to have guards that are stationed all the way around, so they have lookouts. They seem to be quite well organised.
All right. So are you going to try and just walk up and dish it out to everyone, or are you going to try and just give it to specific guys, or? I'm
going to see if we give it as a gift. It looks as if what they'll do is they'll kind of put it in. They have like a pot going. If they put that in there, it will then just kind of get distributed. Hopefully, it won't take effect instantly. If we've got a bit of a time delay on it, then obviously, more people that eat it, then they'll start going. It'll be too late if they've already eaten it.
Well, I guess if you're going to put it in the pot and you want to cause a distraction, have you got anything in there that will be really visually explosive?
Well, I guess we could add some purge.
Explosives? Why bombs?
I was not thinking bombs. I was thinking more bodily function kind of explosive. Because if we're going to try and destroy the guards, there's nothing kind of like the sound of all your mates kind of being violently hemorrhaging from all orifices to kind of draw them away from their posts.
Well, that would kind of work. So if we've already got some stim in there, if we put some purge in as well, then they're going to be... Well, stim encourages circulation and movement. So therefore, if we then put purge in as well,
It's like super purge.
it's going to be like super. Oh, we're going to make super purge. This is like George's marvelous medicine.
It's George's marvelous medicine.
Um,
Just don't lick your fingers after you prepared this.
Okay, so she very, very carefully takes out the little vial of purge. And just, Corone, we are not putting 12 virgins in this. And puts, again, about half of it in there. Because obviously if it's got the stim in, it's going to be explosive enough. And then very, very carefully puts the lid back on. Oh. If that's not the title of our YouTube video, I'm going to be really sad.
What, super purge?
No, Germanium's marvelous medicine.
Okay.
Oh god.
So yeah, so that she mixes it up in her little sort of ratatouille style, just sort of sniffing, yeah.
Travis is gonna just like reach over and try and like touch it.
And Jem will slap his hand.
What colour is this concoction you've made?
So it's sort of like a sludgy brown. So if you imagine a certain restaurant with a weekday in their name, they have a specific sauce, which is like a really rich, dark brown. So it could almost pass for gravy. Which you could just sort of maybe dip things into. But would clearly go really well with steak.
Okay. No, so basically you've made something that looks a bit like breakfast.
Nothing like breakfast. This is steak and sauce.
Made the ingredients of a steak and kidney pie.
Okay.
Just more chunky.
So you've made a gritty brown sauce.
Yes.
Because I seem to remember this has like purple powder in it.
It does have purple powder, and that sort of gives it that depth of field as you look at.
It's purple powder, and I believe like a blue gel, and God knows what else to make it brown. So let's not think about it too much.
I don't know, a bit of shoe polish or something, just like.
A little bit of the ale.
Yes, for taste.
Just a dab of
I can
chunk.
sacrifice a small amount of my lumpy ale to just kind of colour it a little bit, I guess.
You know, for texture and colour. Yeah. Fair enough. So yeah, you've ended
Olivia's
up...
just stuck there watching what's going on. She's not contributing in any way. She's just staring off into the distance. Like, what the hell's going on?
Okay.
So, do we want to test this to make sure that we have a little bit of breathing space before all this happens?
Can do. Is there anyone else in the pub?
Not right now, because it's raining and not many people sort of go outside when it is raining. But it is lunch. Right, it's the beginning of lunch, sort of thing.
I'm gonna take a piece, and I'm just gonna go upstairs stealthily and see.
You're gonna dose someone who's asleep. It's like.
I know who you're going to dose as well.
Oh no! Poor Bunny Man.
I'm gonna see, is Bunny Man still asleep?
Flip a coin. Okay. You creep on up the stairs. Give me a sneak. If you're sneaking up the stairs, you're sneaking up the stairs.
That is a 12.
Okay. You're not doing bad.
Not natural, but it's a 12.
Yep, you're not doing bad. You go up the stairs. Now, there's some light creaking involved, but compared to the ricketiness of these stairs, that's good.
And the rain.
No creaking would probably be suspicious. So, fair enough. You get to the top of the stairs, and what do you know? Right across the corridor is the door to Stanislaus's room, and it's not closed properly. Can you recall if you closed it properly? Last time you guys were up here.
We didn't.
No, I don't think we did.
Ah. So there you are. So that tells you nothing at all. So.
I am going to peek in and see if he's sleeping.
Okay. Are you just gonna shove your head in? Are you gonna, one eye around the door, or you gonna throw the door open and look in, or
just peek around the door.
A little peek.
Slowly.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. Give me a perception. See what else you notice. While you're generally being perceptive up here.
That is another 12. I am not changing this dice.
Is that a dirty 12 or a nice?
That's a 11 plus 1.
Filthy.
Oh, an 11.
Oh, you rolled an 11.
I rolled an 11.
You rolled a botch.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, the numbers are 1 to 10, and then you've got a botch and a crit.
Yeah. So you have
Okay.
botched. Okay. So yeah, you go up to the door. You stick your head through. There's like a. You're on like the dark side of the building. There's no light in the room. It's stormy outside. There's no light really coming in through the window. You're not sure. You rely upon your creepy level of hearing, but all you can hear is the breathing of women from other rooms. Because we established that you're creep and can hear that. So, yeah, you're not sure if Stan's in here. The stuff you left in here doesn't seem to be missing. That you've noticed.
I'm gonna sneak up to his bed and stick my finger in his mouth.
Okay.
That's not his mouth.
Okay. You sneak on in to the. Give me a sneak. You've initiated more sneaking. Stage 2 of the sneak plan.
Sneak. So that is a 5.
Okay. Yeah, you just you.
That really wasn't his mouth.
You do the classic toddler Mission Impossible, where you push the door open normally, assume an attitude of absolute stealth, and walk at normal volume across the room, stepping on anything that might make a noise. It's like you kick aside some crumpled old bits of paper, you trip a little on something, something skitters across the room and jingles along against the wall. When you finally get to the bed, and it's dark. You can't really see much. There's a pile of something on the bed. So there's a mound on the bed, and you poke towards the tapering end of it where the pillow is, and your hand's in a rucksack. That's a rucksack. That's not a man. And you come away holding a water bottle. So what did you have this sample on when you came up here? You said you grabbed a piece. You grabbed a piece of gloop. What did you suspend it on?
Bread or lump from beer.
Okay. You managed to salvage a lump from somewhere. Maybe someone left a bit of breakfast on a table somewhere. So yeah, you've just smeared this sample on someone's bag, You know, natural thieving reflexes kick in. You grab something, you come away with a bottle. Huh. Okay. So. Okay. At this point, you hear footsteps coming back down the corridor from the toilet.
I'm
And,
gonna hide on the opposite side of the bed.
The bed's a mattress on the floor.
Yeah, don't forget we tried to hide a body in a mattress. And
Yeah, I'm gonna on the other side of the bed.
Okay, you're just gonna dive on the floor in the shadow of the bag, sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's basically just like a small square room. There's a mattress on the floor with a rucksack on it, and the door's here. So diving behind the mattress. Okay, mate. Cool. Yeah. You dive there, and in a few moments you see the outline of Stan or Stanislaus, the man in the bunny onesie wearing a Slipknot t-shirt. He comes to the door, and he doesn't appear to be walking very comfortably. And he sort of walks along the corridor, giving himself a good scratch, sort of rearranging himself slightly in his slightly too tight bunny onesie. And he strolls on into the room. God, he just can't roll well. He picks up the bag and walks out. You notice when he does the bag has the stuff you left in here strapped to it. He's quite happy to walk out with other people's stuff. He clearly doesn't give a rat's fuck. So yeah, it's got it's got the machete just lashed to the side. And Sadie's bag of Hindu funds. It's great. He stuffed a pillow in it. Clearly wasn't his pillow, but hey, who's going to question someone walking out with a full bag? You're leaving a hotel. Hey, if there were toiletries, you're pretty sure he would have nicked those too. So yeah, he's leaving. The blanket's missing from the bed. There's no pillow anymore. And he just wanders on out because he can't roll shit on a perception check. He really can't.
Yay!
I gave him 2 tries and he didn't roll over a 4. So there we are. Stanislaus has wandered out. So yeah, the rest of you see Stanislaus stroll down into the bar, put down a very big rucksack full of stuff on one of the tables, and he orders some food from Grim. So, this big old fellow wanders over to the bar. Well, I would like some of this. I want something to eat. I want something dry to put it in. Grim's just like, all right, mate. Don't shit. just don't let us. Are you ready to pay off your tab? Guy reaches into his bunny onesie and just pulls out a handful of coins and throws them in Grim's general direction. It's fine. Grim just vanishes behind the bar. He's running around picking up coins. He's more than happy to give Stanislaus anything he wants. He clearly pays well. So yeah, Stanislaus goes over to his table where his bag was with a very, very large chunky beer and a sandwich. A sandwich that's clearly been made from a loaf of bread just cut horizontally. And meats. Fished out of the breakfast, possibly. The good meats you bought. Just sandwiched in a whole loaf of bread. This guy just walks up holding it in one gigantic ham fist. Munching on it absent-mindedly. He sits down. At this point, you notice, someone smeared shit on my bag. Don't like that. Yeah. Nicks Grim's cloth and cleans it off. Throws it behind the bar. Yeah, filthy bastards. So yes, you have a very, very large man in a bunny suit with a Slipknot t-shirt on, with a large bag, drinking a very big beer, eating a sandwich in a bar room. Just about the time you needed someone to guinea pig.
So, and he's just smeared the residue of that stuff onto the bar rack, which is then being treated to use every drinking vessel in this pub. So really, we could just sit around, wait for someone to order another drink, and see what happens.
You could.
And about that time, I'm just going to walk back down and sit down.
Are you looking at all sheepish?
No, I'm just going to say, it works. Uh-huh.
But he's there.
Who?
Bunny guy?
Yeah.
What about him?
What about him?
Who were you meant to be trying this on?
Not him. Absolutely not. Nope.
So what happened?
There is stuff everywhere, and they passed out. Yep.
Okay. How long do we have before it takes effect?
I didn't time it.
Okay.
Do you
do
have
we
room to like get to a safe distance before they popped?
Yes.
Okay.
And how
They got at
badly?
least like what, 5 or 6 seconds.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. And how badly did they pop?
Bad.
Okay.
Okay.
She takes out the purge and just gives it a shake and goes, well, I suppose it's worth adding a little extra, and gives it like a sprinkling, as if like putting a little bit more vinegar. Puts top back on.
Okay.
Takes
I'm just gonna like sidle back from this, like, you know, incredibly substance a little bit now. Like, yeah, I mean, I wasn't too worried about it before, but now apparently it makes people explode in like 6 seconds, and she's just made it worse. Like, holy fuck, I don't even want to sniff this thing anymore. Like,
she's then going to take out a bag. That bag is like, it used to be clear, but now it's just a little bit yellow, and it's got like a little zippy bit across the top that's clearly broken, and like half a stripe across the top, and she's just going to fill it with meat. And then once the meat's in there,
Oh god.
in goes our lovely marinade, and so she's going to kind of squish it from underneath, just to make sure that the meat is nicely marinated.
I've never seen someone treat a hideous poison quite so much like fajita sauce, but I love it. Okay. This is basically cooking. Give me a craft. You are seeing how well you can get these things coated.
C'est like the soup.
Wow. Excellent. You didn't anticipate this because nothing in there was meant to be applied topically, but apparently it absorbs very well into meat.
I suppose no, because there is a topical cream in there because it was for itching.
at least it kind of works as a topical cream.
It worked as a topical cream. It was never meant as a
It
topical
did kind of work as a topical cream,
It tingled.
but it wasn't intended as one, as I recall.
Minty, what I recall.
So yeah, you hey, you're not looking a gift horse in the mouth. It's surprising. You might, I could picture Jem taking a note of this. Like,
One for the recipe book.
it absorbs well into meat.
Under 6 seconds.
Exactly. So yeah, there you are. You have made. There is basically no residue left in the corners of the bags. Like, it's just like the very corners, that bit that's a real bastard to get anything out of. But this meat has basically just changed colour from the colour of lightly charred meat on like a flame grill. Well, it was a flat grill, but hey, it's lightly charred now. It's turned to like a uniform light brown, like something that's been done in like one of the darker sort of shades of satay sauce. But hey, yeah, it looks delicious. What have you done with the flatbreads that were wrapping this meat?
I think she just kind of left them on the side.
Okay.
Well, when you give them to the big guys, they're going to want something to kind of.
Absolutely. So we'll kind of twizzle the top of the bag, put it with the flatbread, and she's going to pick them up and head towards the door. Look back and going, so, come on then.
Cool. I'll get up and follow you. Is there a hat by the door? Assuming like people coming in the rain, you'd often hang your jacket and coat and hat by the door.
Previously, there was a coat. I seem to recall, but I think one of you nicked it. So.
I was going to say, if there was, I was just going to grab it and just wear it outside. Just casually like slide it under my head and walk out the door.
Okay, let's. Screw it. Give me a perception check. You are looking around for headwear because it's raining outside, and rain outside is not pleasant for those of you who care about things like radiation and exposure.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. As you look around, you're pretty sure you could wear a bowl on your head.
Is it clean?
Most of them aren't. But you know. Rain
not too lumpy.
Yeah, you know, rain or gravy stains.
Yeah, I'll find one that's like fairly like non-gravid and put that on my head.
Look at it. Give me a sneak to get out the door before Grimna notices you're nicking a bowl.
Well, I won't put it on my head while I'm in the house. I'll just as I'm walking, there's just like kind of sidle across in front of me.
Yeah.
Sneak is a, I think probably a 7, but let me just double check.
Is she just nicking a bloke's tableware at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's a 7, see?
6, sorry.
6.
No, sorry, 7. Yeah, because I got a 4 and rolled a 3. 7.
Okay, you're grabbing, as you're grabbing this plate, Grimner looks at you because you didn't pay for a plate, if anything, just now. So he's staring like into actual face as you're doing this, like mildly like confused and disapproving. How are you going to carry this off?
I'll just turn around to him and say, "We'll be back to the room in a bit," and just step out the door.
Oi! What are you doing with my bowl?
It was raining outside, and he's on my head.
Buy a hat.
Well, I've got this. I'll be back. I'm coming back to my room in a minute. I'll bring it back. And
You're
then I'll step
weird.
out the door before he continues trying to hug me.
He's just, you're weird. You guys see him go. The last of you to leave sees him writing up on the slate underneath, like big bloke, like bowl. Question mark. Hat. Weirdo. So yes. Are all of you slipping back out into the rain?
I need to go get my rifle if we're doing this.
I've got my shotgun with me.
So,
If it's raining, I'll have it inside my jacket to kind of keep it a bit dry.
okay. So,
Olivia goes wherever Travis goes because he paid her.
okay. So, Kit, where does Travis keep his hidden gun?
In his rickety cardboard wood house dumpster thing he lives at.
Okay.
Yes, you have a house, do you?
I mean, it's a hovel.
a wooden lean-to at the end of the street.
Basically.
A house if he says it's a house.
You could actually just say you own a luxurious house here and just see if he actually says no. That's how I do everything I do in this game.
Travis sounds like he lives in a cardboard box.
Oh, it's a cardboard box with like wood.
Yeah.
Wood supports.
Okay, yeah. You
It could be an upside-down boat. You live under an upside-down boat.
Oh, he wishes.
He's drawn like the
He
windows.
wishes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a latch, but it's like a cardboard door.
Fair enough. So yeah, are you leading everyone else to your secret like hidey stash in your little like cardboard house, or are you going to
Heavens,
keep
no.
this? Yeah, you're going to keep this secret.
Sneak. Like, guys, don't watch me, and just like shuffle off into this alleyway. And we're like, what the hell's he doing?
Yeah, and I'm gonna go in, and it's like underneath a floor cover.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you where everyone else previously basically has been walking out of Grimm's Grind Pit and turning left. You tell them that tell them to stay here, or you'll be back in a minute, and you turn right, and
Olivia would follow.
yeah. Fair enough.
It's pissing it down with rain. I'm not going to stand still in the rain waiting for you. I'm going to come with you.
You're gonna wait.
Well, there are little like there are like little awningy bits outside of most of these buildings because it rains.
I'll go and stand on the awning then.
Yeah, I mean they're not like great, but if you're staying still, it's enough shelter.
Oh, then I'll go and stand on one of these awnings and just keep an eye on where he's going.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Not that I don't trust this guy I met like 6 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's the alley behind Grimm's dive.
Okay. Okay.
Basically, Grimm's unofficial lodger that lives in the cardboard box behind his farm.
Okay, yeah. So you head like to the the end of of this like section of the street. The street's basically a single like straight street at this point. You head to like the next turning, and you turn right, and like here are like some really nice flash establishments. There's a few more boutique brothels, and some well-to-do people have homes here. And you kind of. At one point, there was a gate into an alleyway here, like between like two pleasant places, like front like gardens. And you open you kick aside a piece of board that's replaced a collapsed fence, and you walk down like a narrow alleyway that's barely like shoulders width. And it opens up into an alleyway, and there's like old collapsed garages off to the left. And like two of them further down have burned down. Like one's clearly been like smashed with hammers. There's one like perfectly beautiful intact one. And across from it is this little lean-to made of wood and cardboard.
And before you even look at it, I'm like, this is it, Olivia. And it's
He
like,
just kind of nods
Yeah.
and takes up a guard stance outside it.
Yeah.
a sign.
Yeah.
Travis's travel agency.
How good is Olivia's perception?
Perception is... Where's it gone? Perception's a 28.
Yeah, screw it. Give me a bash. Give me a roll. Give me a perception. I want to see if you notice something about this place.
That's a 4.
Okay. You're not sure. Your sense of direction isn't terrible. But you're pretty sure, kind of, that this lean-to is built onto the back wall of Grimner's. You've literally just walked in a circle. He's just walked past the flashy places to get here. It's a habit.
To try and pick you
Upsell.
up. Oh yeah, I'm in the posh.
Yeah, it's an upsell. Yeah, he lives in like the crappy place with the garages. But hey, and like the front door is about 4'1" tall. You know, this thing. You know, this whole structure is sort of fundamentally diagonal in form. Yeah, you know, you go inside. There's probably enough room for 2 people to kneel inside it.
That's all their needs.
Yeah, you know,
No,
relatively
it's
comfortably.
outside.
Okay, then. So yeah, Travis, do you go in, or is it like hidden near or under, or like on top?
I have to kind of push it away from the wall and then go under.
I think you just tip your house forward away from the back of the pub, and it's just like ledge down behind.
I love
That's
it.
literally it.
I love it. The front door is a fake out. you just lift it away and step in. Oh, mwah, beautiful. So yeah, you climb into your home. Your home away from home because you've been staying in the pub, which is weird. But hey,
It's been raining.
yeah, it has been raining. It is quite damp in here. But as you crawl inside your little home, your trophies of your past exploits are all here. You know, there
All one of them.
are little like charcoal like sketches of like previous clients. You know, standing on hills that you know for a fact are just outside of whores, like smiling. Because we've just apparently decided that Travis's hidden talent is charcoal sketches.
They're stick figures.
Yeah, they're stick figures. It's okay. But yeah, you know, and you've got little knickknacks that you've gathered on your travels. You know, and bits of clothing from corpses that you've moved. Yeah, and amongst all this, you have, in pride of place, you know, standing up, possibly the only dry place in this whole structure, on like 2 sort of stirrups sticking out of the ground. It was probably once like a bike rack at some point. Is your rifle? Describe your rifle. What's it like?
It looks like an old I don't know rifles very well, but
Lever action.
lever action.
Okay. Oh, a big old lever action rifle. Is it an old lever action rifle, or is it like more recently made, or is it like
No,
made?
it was before the war, but
Okay.
it's well taken care of.
Okay. And on the
Old farmer's thing that's been kept in a family heirloom for hundreds of years, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, there are clear signs that it's been like bored out and like adapted to use more recently made rounds.
Yeah.
There's lots of engraving on the stock. You know, you assume that this is Britain. This is probably bought some kind of stupid special edition like promotional thing, and someone activated it. So it's got the only Ranger on one side, and a crude picture of a man, of like a silhouette of a man with a wide brimmed like cowboy hat. And you don't know who the only Ranger is, but hey, it's a cool gun.
It's got Travis written on it with a backwards V.
A backwards V.
Backwards V.
Love it.
Is it a normal V? But you say it's a backward V to sound cool.
Yeah.
Or are all the letters italicized, but V is italicized in the other direction?
Yes, sure. Why not?
Nice. There we are.
He can't read.
You had someone do this for you, and they told you it was italicized, but yeah, they told you it was backwards rather than it being a mistake. We are wonderful. So yes, you have this big flashy rifle. How did you get this here?
Well, he moves things. It's his
Yeah, I
job
know.
to
I mean,
smuggle
like,
it
how
in.
did you conceal it? Like, what? How do you normally conceal this?
Well, it depends on the job. This one was smuggled in on a meat truck.
Okay. Well, in short order, you will need to be walking down towards the main gates of Hawes, where you know for a fact there are about 28 armed guards.
Yep. I'm gonna be hiding it under my coat.
Under your coat. Okay.
Yeah.
How long is this rifle, roughly?
85 years old.
No, how long? Sorry, not how old.
Oh, how long? I don't know. How long are rifles? I
Well,
honestly have never held.
This is your chance to decide. We said it's been modified, so it could have been hacked down.
Not about this long. It's like a sniper rifle.
Oh,
So I'm assuming about this long.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
that long.
So
If you say about your torso length, you could actually have a chance of hiding under a coat.
Sure. A torso. I don't know.
You've just cut the barrel off to a tiny stub.
Yeah.
You've just got this really long stock with this teeny little barrel at the end. Accurate to about 5 foot.
Well, I've got an idea. Let's do this one easily. We will assume that the stock is just under a foot long. Roll a d4. That will tell us how many feet long it is.
4.
Excellent. You have a cocking great big musket, basically. It's 5 feet long. It's just under 5 feet long. It's about your height.
Then I think he'll take some wire that he uses as kind of a ruse and tie it up to make it look like it's
Properly bound.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. You bind it on up, making sure to like not actually inhibit any of the mechanism. Yeah, so I say that's a craft. Give me a craft. This has to look good.
Oh,
You can spend a legendary
cool. That's a 3.
or a reroll.
Yeah, I'll use my legendary point.
Yep.
How do I? Is that just a reroll?
Yep, just do it. Reroll. Done and reroll.
That's a 6.
Okay. This rifle definitely looks like it's been wrapped in wire. Unfortunately, it looks like it's been wrapped in wire by a child with sort of issues with visual acuity. So it's definitely got wire on it. It might pass like a casual glance from someone on the other side of the road.
Oh, that's fair. He's not going right up to the guards.
Yeah,
He's
but
just going-
if someone actually looks at you, it will be very quickly apparent that this is a bodge job.
That's fine.
The guards do this very deliberately, making sure to inhibit mechanisms. Like
That's
you've
fine.
literally just like
He's bringing
tinsel
it into
there.
the bank to have it stored.
Okay. So yeah,
And one of the options you could do is actually go to the gate guards and get them to actually bind it for you.
they would question why you're not coming in through the gate.
No, but I mean, like, yeah, you'd have to. I guess you'd have to sneak it out first. I mean, is it this this town? It's like partially. Is it actually got a wall all the way around?
Yes.
I thought part of it was burned down.
No, well, it was like a few years ago. They have
They
rebuilt.
fully rebuilt the wall. Like,
Yeah. The wall is the first thing they rebuild each time. It's a very important part of the town.
fair enough.
Yes. I mean, Travis might know a way out.
I mean, if you could sneak it out, or just I don't know how worried people would be about you trying to sneak stuff like out of town. Because generally, you're trying to sneak things into town, but I don't know. But anyway, if you're just going to like try and conceal it, it's just that to be fair, as soon as you fire a gun in a town, it's not When I was shooting, like, even a silenced gun going off in the town is going to be blatantly obvious for everyone within a few hundred meters that someone just fired a gun in this town.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so basically, the real question is Travis walking back into the street with his 5-foot-long rifle?
Did someone just fire a rifle over there? No.
I mean, it's going to be over his shoulder, but yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, you guys, actually, Olivia, you see him pull a rifle. Oh, sorry. You see Travis crawling back out of this lean-to with a cocking enormous rifle. It's a great big gun. You wouldn't have thought that something this big could be hidden as easily, but apparently this place just looked so dreadful that no one wanted to loot it.
And this is how we're getting into the bank.
This is the secret weapon. How tall is your guy?
He is almost as tall as the gun. 5'6".
Almost. He's slightly less tall than the gun. Like, I'm going to conceal this weapon, which is taller than I am.
Yeah.
Like we said, he's probably about 8 inches taller than the gun. So, yeah, you know, most of a head. Ish.
Yeah. Just the barrel resting nonchalantly just under your ears and left.
But yeah.
He guns.
But there we are. You head back to the rest with your great big gun. Or are you going to go on a wild escapade through the alleys and abandon everyone?
No, I'll take the shortcut.
Okay, yeah.
Go straight up the alley.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, those of you who were waiting outside of the pit, yeah, Travis and Olivia, I assume Olivia's following Travis still?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They just emerge immediately to your right through a little narrow alleyway. And Travis is bringing the biggest cocking gun you've seen in quite some time. It's almost comically large.
He's not compensating for anything.
My guy would just burst out into laughter at this point, just seeing like this guy was really paranoid, like, you can't see what I'm doing, and then just comes back with this like 5.5 foot long gun. Like, yeah, I wonder what you just. Secret mission accomplished.
Yes.
Can I tell what like awful bodge job he's done on trying to like?
If you even glance at this close up, yeah.
Okay, I'm like,
yeah. It's like it's yeah.
You're going to be in so much trouble.
Yeah, this is the difference between like. This is the difference between like razor wire and tinsel. This is a terrible job, like done in a slapdash fashion.
Have you got like something you can put over it? I mean, it's raining. You could use the excuse of like putting it in a bag or something, like wrapping it in a bit of anything.
Is there anything around?
There's got to be some like tarp or something.
No one's going to leave something as useful as tarp just laying around.
I don't say they leave it laying around. I'm saying it's probably on the side of these houses, being a window or something. We can.
What are the overhangs being made out of?
Normally they're like sections of roof that just overhang slightly.
Oh, so there's none that are like.
There might be some that are. The one you're standing under is not. I mean, at the moment.
Could I see if any are?
Yeah, have a look. You know, go and see if there's any you could A, reach, and B, steal.
Probably not. That's a 5 with perception.
Okay, yeah. And you see a few, but they're pretty high up. You know, these are the people who, you know... It seems the people who use cloth for their awnings make sure to hang their awnings about 7 feet up. You know, they don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry coming along, either walking into their awning or ripping it down. So yeah, you're standing here with a cock and great big gun. You have some poison, you have some meat. The meat's getting colder every minute.
Was it hot?
Yeah. They bought it fresh off the grill.
Oh, okay, we should be going. I didn't realise this was already hot. I thought this was like raw meat to go in a stew.
Nope.
Okay.
This was.
Then yeah, that's.
They basically they went to a food place and bought burritos. Although I admit burritos actually have other stuff in. It's more like a kebab. But,
I'm going to say to Travis then, right? Okay, because you're like our long range support, why don't you follow us along about 100 foot behind us, and then if anything goes wrong, you can support us from a distance.
Sure.
Cool. I'm mostly saying this so if he gets caught with an unlicensed weapon, I'm far enough away to claim I have no idea who he is.
fair enough. Fair enough. So now I assume Travis and Olivia are hanging back.
Travis is hanging back. Olivia's hanging back. Yep.
Okay, so Barry and Jem, the next step of the plan is apparently down to you to execute. What are you doing? How are you doing this? You're heading back down the road, I assume, towards the bank.
You guys I turned to Jen and say you had a bit of falling out with these guys, didn't you? You tried to tell them you were employed by them or something.
So yeah, Travis tried to ask for a job. They weren't keen. I had gone into the bank to kind of scope out how we could get to the box. I think we've got a rough plan of how the bank is laid out. So there's definitely an area where they pass in large items, including horses and other weirdness. So we know that there is a way in. But yeah, Travis didn't make friends. I think that's safe to say. So maybe if we kind of go and say, look, we saw you had an issue with our friend, we bought this as a gift.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Kind of a peace offering. We're yeah, look, we really do want to kind of have a job, so we thought maybe if we got you some nice food, you'd kind of think better of us kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to try and swindle that one, or do you want me to do it?
Who's got higher charisma?
Come on.
That's a bit meta-y.
Who feels more confident?
I mean,
feels more confident. I guess I could attempt to charm them.
Okay.
You could both go and try.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm if it comes to lying, I'm pretty good. I'm not very smart, but I'm good at lying my way into and out of problems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would probably work better. I think she could probably talk her way in terms of blinding them with science in terms of what's actually in it.
Yeah. Just don't be honest about it.
Or
yeah, I can tell you exactly what's in this and give them the actual chemical terms of what you've added to it, and they're just oh, that sounds tasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should probably actually, if Travis and Olivia are going to be supporting, we might want to ask them to go and stand near one of the rear entrances so they can take advantage of the explosive guards that are about to happen in about 7 seconds after we give them this food.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go get Travis and Olivia and suggest that maybe they want to go and stand by the rear entrance, ready to take advantage of any distraction that occurs. So, yeah,
Olivia will shrug to and look at Travis.
I will then look to Travis and repeat the instructions.
Where's the back entrance?
You guys have seen this place, not me.
Yeah, there is no back entrance.
There is no back entrance.
You guys are poisoning some dudes who are staying in a tent out the front of a bank. You could walk into the bank or burst in through the back of the tent if you want.
Would probably be an idea if you guys kind of held back a little bit, so sort of where we retreated to afterwards, so sort of mildly in between the tents and the poppy shop.
Very well.
So you want the guy with an unlicensed rifle to stand in the middle of the road?
No. Like by the puppy shop. So
Okay,
next
by
to
the puppy shop.
Not just like standing there going,
Yeah.
yes.
I was gonna say
I
because
think
they're across the road from each other, right next to like the big gate with all the guards on it.
yeah. So look in the puppy shop window, see if it, make it look as if you're shopping.
I'll stand in the alley by the puppy shop.
Okay.
I mean, like, so are we saying so that like that the only way we can possibly get into this bank is to go through the front doors where this huge camp of people are?
Uh-huh.
That's the
Okay.
door that they have seen. The
Okay,
one
I thought
they've
I
been
thought there were
through.
A couple of one was around the side, with a couple of guards around the back.
There's
No, so
there's a fuck ton of guards. Basically, you have a bank building,
Yeah.
with one of those like corner doors that fancier
Yeah.
banks have. Immediately to the right of the door is a tent with these guards who are guarding the shipment you're trying to nick. I assume that you're trying to steal. And to the left of the bank is the main gates into Hawes from the south. And there are 24 guards normally on station there in various sort of postures of alertness. Quite often the gates are open and there are a dozen on one side and a dozen on the other. Checking people, binding up weapons, directing people, sending them to the bank to, stock shit. But yeah, you haven't seen any other entrances or exits to the bank because you haven't looked.
Okay, I'm gonna say like, we probably like, having seen this myself and realised it's like so the plan is give some stuff to some guards to make them throw up, and then somehow walk past the 30 other guards who are not being made ill and stroll into the bank.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we were going to go with it. Just kind of, if they're being distracted by their friends erupting, then we can kind of sneak in.
And I'm gonna store my gun.
Okay. I only guess if we've actually got genuine reason to go in there, we could just walk in anyway because it's a bank. I assume it's open to anyone.
It's more a case of walking back out again.
Yeah, I mean,
With the box.
in that case, we might. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, to walk out with the box, the only people we need to distract are these actual ones who are guarding the box, not the rest of the guards.
Yeah. Which is why we're poisoning them.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking, like, in that case, yeah. So in that, yeah, as soon as we poison these guys, you get ready to go in there and bring the box and bring it out again. So
yeah.
Okay. Yep, you do that. We'll go and poison the guards then. Ready when you are.
Okay. So Jem is going to take a little package of food, and walk up to the nearest guard. There's like a campfire, wasn't there?
Yeah. It's a little campfire. There's someone the guy's normally sharpening a knife, occasionally poking like something they're cooking. There's basically one guard at each corner of the tent.
So at that point, you'll kind of walk up and sort of cough gently to get his attention.
Yeah, you you cough gently. The person who looks up at you from the campfire is not the person who was there previously. It's a young red-headed woman. From a distance, you couldn't tell. The haircut for all of them is quite similar. You get the impression they've gone for some kind of utilitarian thing. They're all dressed quite similarly as well, in like light armors. But yeah, she looks up. What?
So a friend of ours had a chat with one of you. Didn't go too well. We thought we'd make up for it a little bit and bring you a bit of a peace offering. You guys look like you're working really hard. Could do with a bit of a break. We had some spare food. It's really nice. It's from not around here. It's a strange recipe that's a family recipe. It's called, I can't remember the name. Bisocodil, I think. It's like a meaty thing. Anyway, I bought you some to go with your rations. And hands over Oh, and the bread as well. This is lovely. Really good.
Yeah, we were hoping, like, maybe after you guys have had something to eat, maybe we could, like, rediscuss the possibility of joining you guys.
No join. Good. She points at it like.
Yeah.
Warm? Cold?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's still warm.
Oh. And she waves to the bloke on the other side of the tent. Clive! Looks a lot like the guy you were complaining, you were arguing with before. And they have a quick sort of mumbled discussion between themselves. Once again in this very strange sort of guttural language. Sounds a bit like coughing. And yeah, he nods. He doesn't look like he cares. He's clearly been on guard duty most of the night, all of the morning. He's going into the afternoon now. He's had enough.
I'm gonna sit and try and look hopeful, like I hope you want to join.
Joy.
So yeah, Jem's gonna go. Oh well, maybe we won't work for you, but never mind. Enjoy the food. It's our apology. And then nods and kind of walks backwards a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, talk
With
to
safe
Graham
distance.
in pit. Because that's what they told you last time. Talk to Graham in the pit.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Cheers.
Will do.
Thanks, buddy.
So yeah, those two people on that sort of right side of the tent, they start to sort of tuck in. Yeah,
I'm going to head off in the direction he pointed, which I
start to drop this sort of slightly gooey, chunky chicken-like meat into this, and they start rolling it up in flatbreads, like everyone does when the rest of the family is a bit slow to come down for fajitas. They use up all the really good flatbreads and they leave the crappy ones that didn't turn out so well. Don't gasp. Everyone knows this is the truth of the world. Yeah, it's like when you do naans with a curry. When the ones that don't turn out well go to the people who get to the table last. So yeah. So they eat the lion's share of the flatbreads, with all the best, juiciest bits of the meat, and then they make another one and they give it to the person who's inside the tent. Having
actually we've made it down. Can we go down the road and loop back around an alleyway so we can kind of watch them from a concealed position so we can see what's happening?
Yeah, of course you can.
Cool.
How far away do you want to go?
Assuming it's down a street, I assume we could just walk down the street. It's raining. I assume they're not really paying much attention. No one else will be watching, so I'll just walk a few houses down and then just surreptitiously turn down an alleyway and just look back and keep an eye on.
Yeah. You duck into an alleyway. It's sort of between two ruined buildings. Most of the buildings here have been cleared or repaired. It's a case of they didn't necessarily want as many buildings as were here. They've reclaimed materials. But yeah, you duck behind a relatively intact building. The buildings around it have been ripped down to fix. So yeah, you're screened from immediate view. And they seem to be sitting there, enjoying themselves, having a nice meal.
I'm going to start counting to 6 in my head. Expectantly.
Yeah. It's been a few minutes at this point, and they don't seem to be suffering any kind of terrible effects so far.
Maybe
having got through more than. Did you give it to them in the bag?
You just gave them the bag, didn't you?
Yeah, just gave them the bag.
Yeah. Once the bag is more than half empty, you see the older guy, Clive, go and fetch the other two guards. They swap sides, and the other two guards come and start eating. The now colder, smaller, less choice bits. with like the tattier bits of the flatbread that didn't survive being unwrapped so well. And they've all eaten now. Yeah, it's been maybe 10, 12 minutes now.
After like a couple of minutes, I'll turn to Jen and go, like, maybe it needs to be hot for it to work or something. I mean, Kit was saying it took like what, 5-6 seconds when he was upstairs.
Yeah. Travis clearly said 6 seconds. I've got it on my notes. 6 seconds.
Maybe you put too much in it.
Maybe he administered it in a different way.
Rubbed it in or something.
Perhaps.
Maybe it needs to be rubbed on them.
Maybe eating it doesn't work. Maybe it needs to be topical. Unless the meat has some kind of counter effect, because he only took the juice, so he didn't take the meat.
Maybe. Well, sometimes if I've got some like rough food, like putting it with meat makes it taste a lot better. So, well, what do you reckon? What's plan B? Should we go and gather the guys up and go and think about something a bit, or?
Yeah, I think we need to go back and find out how it was applied last time.
Okay.
Should we like circle rounds and see if we can join up with those? Because I assume we can see them in the alleyway, can't we? Or at least we know where they are.
You know where they are. You can't necessarily see them.
So if we probably want to circle a long way away from these guys, because they'll be a bit suspicious if we suddenly turn back up about 3 minutes after going down that way and just wander into an alleyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so we need to kind of go around.
Yeah, let's do like a little looping round. We'll take like a 10-minute loop around the block so we can kind of come round to the back of the alleyway, avoiding.
Okay, yeah. You head off on your 10-minute loop. Olivia and Travis, you're standing down the alleyway by the side of the meat place. Some friendly dogs walk down the alleyway. They've come out sort of the back area of the meat place. You can hear like quite a lot of barking and dogs sort of running around and playing. Like the back of the meat place seems to be a rather large, enclosed, like fenced area. But these two of these nice young dogs, they squeeze out from underneath the fence, and come and sort of sniff around. And they don't have collars on or anything like that. They seem quite young. And you watch your companions provide these people, these scary-looking people, with dinner. You see them wolfing it down. And can Olivia count? Okay. Or are we talking like fingers and toes? Or are we talking like incapable?
1, 2, 3, many, lots.
Okay. Well, after lots of seconds, nothing appears to happen. I assume that at this point you looked to Travis, because he told you it would take 6 seconds. Travis doesn't appear to be counting. What does Travis do?
I'm looking at the ground.
You're looking at the ground.
I'm looking at the sky.
Excellent. You're looking everywhere but at your companions and the people you're here to look at. Okay.
Does he get an extra legendary point for blatantly lying to his friends?
Yes. I think you do. I think you get an extra legendary point for lying. Also, I think everyone else doesn't get a legendary point because at no point did anyone think to attempt to attain the truth or interrogate him further.
I wouldn't. Olivia wouldn't have done.
Oh no, that's entirely fine. But you asked him questions, but at no point did you try and propose a role to try and find out.
No, it's what we get for trusting people.
Yep,
it's
exactly.
Last time Barry ever trusts anyone in his life.
Yeah, it's a beautiful moment, and the fact that none of the rest of you get legendary points for it is precisely the reason why he does. If any of the rest of you had earned legendary points by interrogating him, he wouldn't have got one. So yes, you have a bonus legendary point. Enjoy. after 10-ish minutes, you how are you taking this, Travis? It's been 10 minutes. You told them it would be 6 seconds. It's a great deal longer than you said. The guards, have swapped over. They've all eaten now. Those kebabs did actually look really good. You probably could have murdered them. How's Travis reacting to this? Olivia's probably just looking at you. She's probably been looking at you, every few moments for the last 9.5 minutes.
Oh no! After she's got to lots and Travis doesn't look concerned, she'll just start playing with the dogs that escaped.
Okay.
He is scared.
Okay, so sweating bullets at this point. Around the 12-minute mark, you see the young woman who's now, from your perspective, on the right-hand side of the tent, next to the bank. You see that she starts to fidget uncomfortably. And she she holds her gut and sort of leans forward slightly. And she attains the posture of someone who's looking for somewhere to go. A few moments later, so does the guy standing at the back corner of the tent. And maybe a minute or two later, the people who were sitting next to the small campfire eating start to exhibit similar behaviour. Maybe a minute or so after that, you see the young woman start to throw up. The man runs. You get the impression that he's probably bursting from the other end. So he runs behind the bank.
Oh, good.
One of the other guards jumps into. You see him struggling with his belt as he dives into the tent.
I was all sleeping in there.
And the last guard just throws up on the fire.
Oh.
Oh no! That's rank.
Is that onto the thing that they were poking with a knife that was on the fire as well?
Yeah. Just straight onto the fire, into the frying pan, over the sides, onto the fire. The smoke takes on an unpleasant and disgusting steamy quality. The flames go out. It's not great. You see, the young woman who threw up. She flops against the side of the tent, and it rips as she falls through it. You can hear shouting from inside the tent, but it's not in English.
Well, Olivia, that's our cue.
Just out of interest, how big are these dogs?
Very small. They're puppies. They're about the size of a man's shoe.
Olivia scoops one up and sticks it in her pocket. And then follows Travis.
Excellent. Olivia rescues a puppy. I have to write that down. So yeah,
abduct a puppy from the dog rescue person that doubles as a butcher, so he can feed all his lost puppies.
You did never ask, so there you are. You're heading into the bank. Yes? No?
Yeah.
Do we catch them up at this point, or have we still?
No, you're still 6. You're only 4 minutes into your 10-minute circle round.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
So yeah, you're not turning up for another 6 minutes. So yeah, you guys, Travis and Olivia, you walk into the bank. You walk straight past the tent. It smells bad. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't smell great. Nothing in this general area smells great. You just smell toasting vomit and filth of all kinds. You can still hear shouting from inside the tent. It's periodically like punctuated by the sound of kicking and sort of yelps of pain and gurgles.
Yeah,
but yeah, clearly no one's having fun. Yeah, you jump on into the bank. As always, there's a small queue of people waiting behind. Waiting behind like crappy like braided ropes. So you walk down the braided ropes. You come to the queue. There's only like 2 or 3 people ahead of you. Another person comes in behind you while you're waiting.
Put past all the vomiting guards, and I thought they might they've got things to do. There's no time to worry about people.
They're going to the bank, damn it. Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's like a shopkeeper comes in with like a bag of takings. It's on his lunch break. He's standing there, tutting loudly. He's got like a big old Casio watch on that just about runs like 2 of the numbers work, so he knows how many minutes past the hour it is. That's Bajan.
I think they'll break those.
Yeah. So he's standing there a few minutes, taps it, tuts. But yeah, within sort of 4 minutes, you manage to get to the front, and a entirely disinterested cashier. It's like, what can I do? What do you want?
I would like to put my rifle, and I just kind of finagle it off of my back. I'd like to deposit this. It's old. The wire seems to have come off at some point, so I just want to deposit it, get it out of my house.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. Right. Let me see. He turns away and he walks off to like his right, your left, into a section where there are no windows. And he comes back with like a little piece of metal that has like a crudely drawn like gun like stamped into it. And it's like, here is your gun token. Like it has a number on it. And it's like a matching set. And he puts some string through a hole in one of them and he ties it to the gun. He gives you the other token. It's like, there. So just, bring it in when you need it. He opens like the sash window because it's not a proper bank window, and attempts to finagle a 5-foot rifle through a window without hitting you.
You're actually giving it to him, or is this the point at which the cashier has opened the window? You're standing there with the gun, which is assumably loaded, preparing to rob said bank, or are you going to give your gun to the cashier?
This is what I'm waiting to find out.
It's like, you're going to wait until he's got the gun, then try and rob him.
He's currently standing with like the barrel of the gun pointing towards his navel, like. The butt of the gun still pointing towards you. He's like backing away from the window to make enough room to like squeeze it past him.
I would like to hit it in a way that it's going to accidentally go off.
You mean like pull the trigger?
It's an old gun.
It is an old gun.
Reach over and pull the trigger if you want.
It is an old gun.
Or are you going to try and pull the? Oh, it just went off while I was pointing it at him. Look at
yes.
That.
Okay.
I guess you could try and knock it as you pass it to him. Try and knock it down against the. Does it have an actual trigger guard, or is the trigger guard gone?
Well, it's lever action, so it'd have to. It would have to. If it's lever action, it would have to have a trigger guard. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to cock it.
Well, it depends if it's snapped off or if it's. If this is like a prop gun, it might not have ever had a lever action. It might be a single shot. He did say it's got the actual side loading bore. It could be you just load it shot at a time. It doesn't even have a.
True.
It's not necessarily like a clip load. It's like single shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a single shot.
Okay.
So might not have a trigger guard, so you could just like as you pass it to him, just like holding the bow as you pass it through, just drop it down and just click, bang.
Okay. So yeah, I want you to give me a tech use, because you're attempting to use a piece of technology in a manner in which it's not intended. Guns are designed specifically to not go off if you drop them.
That is
It's a
a
very American film.
You can. How many legendary
6.
points do you have?
I have 1.
Is that including the one you got back a minute ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is 6.
6.
So you can use a legendary point before you roll to give yourself a bonus to the number.
Yeah. Or you can re-roll that 6.
If you have 2 legendary points, you can just spend them both and say it happens.
Let's re-roll that. Sure.
That's could I donate him one of my legendary
Even
points?
better. That is an 11. Rolled a 9.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. You drop it. Yeah. You drop the gun in just such a way that it hits like the edge of the counter. And it goes off right into his gut. The cashier hits the wall.
No!
Like, the cashier gets blasted back against the wall. There's instantly like fucking claret everywhere. Front of his shirt is like, has a nice neat burn hole. Like the wall behind him has a big splatter pattern. Clearly the bullets like tumbled and ripped and blown out the back. Like people in the bank start going fucking mental. Like the guy behind you like drops his bag of coins and starts running. It's like, murder! Carnage! Death!
Oh no!
It's just like he leaps over like the shitty ropes to like determine the queuing area. But
So then he just runs and just gathers them round his waist as he runs.
Or rather, I say he jumps, but when I roll to see how he does, he gets a 2. So he does jump, but he hits the first rope and just like collapses.
Tumbles up.
Yeah, he absolutely eats a dick and tumbles over like 5 of these ropes. And he just ends up like tangled with all the like the little bollard things just like laying on him. Oh! No! Olivia, someone's just been shot right next to you. There's a man running away. There's probably guards reacting somewhere. There are other cashiers, like, looking in horror. What are you doing? Lilth.
Is this live action?
I am reaching into the non-puppied pocket to put slip my brass knuckles on, and then looking around to see if anyone needs punching.
Well, you have a panicking civilian tied up in ropes with like metal bollard, like queue divider things laying on him. You have cashiers panicking behind desks who might be hitting buttons or summoning guards.
Hitting buttons.
I will try and hit them.
The other side of a window. You could try and dive through this sash window that's got a rifle sticking through it at the moment.
Yeah, I'll just try that. Why not?
Let us define our terms. Are you diving through the window or through the window?
You go through the other cashier's window, so you don't have to go over here and walk over.
Yes.
Dive fist first through a window.
Is this going through the window going to result in broken glass?
Quite probably yes.
Okay. So you're leading with your fists and diving through a glass window at someone. Okay.
Okay.
I am just going to act like this was a complete and utter accident.
I'm really hoping to see what your next step of this plan is, because so far it's going really well.
I am going to accidentally rob a bank.
Nice.
One mistake at a time.
Right,
I
Olivia,
was wondering if you
you're
could
swinging a
jump
punch at someone behind a plate glass window. Like, go.
That is a 10.
A 10.
Oh, no. My bad. That's 9 plus 7, because it's unarmed CC, isn't it?
16.
Yeah, plus 1, so 17.
17. Yes. You throw yourself into, like... You throw it into, like, a flying, like, uppercut. You crash through this, like, hastily scavenged window, and you catch this poor fucker, like... right on the tip of the... Like, right underneath the nose. Like, right on the top lip. And you just carry them into the air with your momentum as you go. Like, they hit the wall, your elbow hits their sternum. Like, roll me damage.
That is... Damage. 5.
5 total?
Hmm,
Yeah, okay.
I think.
D6, plus your on CC, plus your strength.
No, it's more than that.
Yeah.
I rolled the wrong dice. That's 5, 6, 7, plus strength, 8, 9.
Plus 6 for shards of broken glass. So they take 15 damage and fall to the ground in a bloody sack of meat. There's a gurgle and a crunch.
Oh.
Oh no!
As their chest collapses, like there's they spit blood in your face, and you get a nice lot on the back of your hand as well. But yes, you are now standing at the other side of a bank counter, next to a beaten sack of meat and someone who's just been shot through the guts.
What is happening?
I look at Travis for orders.
I sure hope there isn't an expensive thing in the vault that somebody would like to steal.
I looked really puzzled at Travis.
Right, and outside the bank, right, you guys having doubled back and taken ages. It's 20 minutes since you poisoned some guys. 22 minutes since you poisoned some guys. Come back and you find, like, the tent in disarray. Like, there's, like, awful vomit-smelling steam still, like, lingering in the area. You can't see any sign of movement from the tent or the guards. Like, the gate guards are starting to get a bit anxious. A few of them are wandering over to have a look. And you hear an almighty goddamn boom from the back. And sounds of breaking glass. And that's all we've got time for today.
Oh.
So, that's that. That's all. If you want to hear the alarming conclusion to this, you're going to have to tune in next time. So, that's that. I was thirsty. I was the world and all of the bankers you killed. So yeah.
There was only 2, maybe.
Yeah, but
One
you
of
didn't.
them's not dead yet.
You assume. Oh, the assumptions here. But yes.
You only punched them once. You can't help it if they're delicate.
Delicate? You hit harder than a rifle. But yes. There we are. That was that. I was thirsty. I was the world. I was the bankers and the puppies. So you both killed and saved me. If you still want to hear about things I'm doing, you can catch me on Twitter at thirsty_BTP. You can find me on bloodthirstypubs.co.uk when it works. You can find me on Mondays and other times when we get round to doing that. So, we shall jump to the next person who I say, which is Kit.
Hi, I'm Kit. You can find me at Kit Battlebeard on both Twitch and Twitter. We are doing D&D usually every Saturday, but it's proving difficult because it is summer and I'm also going to school. And there's just a bunch happening because of exams coming up and whatnot. So it's getting difficult. But you can find me here for the next few Mondays, as well as the next coming few Tuesdays on my friend Jess's channel, go_JG, where we are playing The Fall of Magic. And I am playing now a weird talking dire fox.
That sounds pretty fucking cool.
I mean, I used to be a fox, a small normal fox that transformed into a human back and forth, and then I died and then got brought back to life and lost the ability to transform, and then didn't like that, so talked to a witch and lost my name and became a dire fox.
Okay.
Last session we had weird Swedish meerkats, so that's a thing.
That sounds amazing.
Oh yes.
Oh god.
So
yes.
check that out.
Yes. All right. I think that was everything. That has to be everything. There were Swedish meerkats. So yeah. Tech. Where can we find you? What are you doing?
I have been Tech Puppet and Grim. You can find me on Discord chat, and again, when the website's working, you can find me on there. It's currently undergoing maintenance, so it should be up sometime within the next few weeks. But yeah, and I won't be here next Monday, following my pattern of every other Monday appearances. But after that, I should be here for foreseeable Monday-age.
Good to know. So yes, so we shall be having more overly thought out plans and goddamn logic. Logic! In my games. Who would have thought it?
There's no time for logic.
No, there's no time for logic. Action! Dive towards them with both fists.
Jump through the window.
Exactly, and speaking of diving through windows with both fists forward, Lilth.
I've been Lilth, playing Olivia. You can find me on Twitter at Lilth21. And you can find me when we restart on Kit's channel on Saturday playing D&D. And burning stuff. Because burning stuff's cool.
It is cool.
She does a good job of it.
Oh yeah.
Well, everyone knows fire damage is the only real damage type.
Absolutely. That or lightning.
Lightning's a kind of fire. It's plasma.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
There we are.
That was my argument when I went for those spells.
Exactly. There we are. Right. And once again, last but by no means least, it seems to be a bit of a pattern. I'm going to have to change this. Spanners.
Hello, I am Spanners. That was so cool. I can't believe Travis lied to us. Lied. Yeah, so you can find me.
Lies.
Just dire behaviour. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, spanners_BTB. You can find me on bloodthirstypuppets.co.uk. Just to make life difficult for you, you can also find me on Twitch at BTP_spanners, because they messed up my username.
3 times.
Where I, so many times, where I am streaming games on a Tuesday at 4:30 UTC and 9 AM on a Thursday, and weekends when I can be bothered to get up. And yeah, so come watch me really fail at Subnautica.
So yeah.
Out here on Mondays.
Huzzah! So yes. And was that the game that I said would probably last 3 sessions is going to roll on confidently into at least a 4th. So there we are.
A fair chance we'll be dead before the end of the next session, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Quite possibly.
Depending on just how many cards we end up getting into a firefight with one rifle that's just used its only shot and my gun, which is currently wired.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
Times we thought we were going to die, and then it lasted a year.
Yep.
Fine.
I say, well, you never know. You could just go, she did it. She's the only one who actually attacked anyone.
Also, the dude we've managed to wrap up in rope Like, he did it. Just throw the gun at him. I'm like, look, he's got the gun.
Oh, you can't pin this
On
one.
the
On,
keeper.
you can't pin this one on Stanislaus. But yes, that's that. That is all we have time for tonight. So, folks, time at the bar. Drink up, those who've got them. And cheerio. Oh God. Gosh, I
It
can actually,
was an accident.
I can actually see you pinning this on Stanislaus now. Now that I've said it.
Oh yeah.
Was that who the guy was that was behind you at the back?
No.
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 Okay.
I can see you like going back to the grime pit and somehow getting Stanislaus to go to the bar, go to the bank. Like, it was all him. Look at all this stolen shit he's got. Oh, clearly you're a career criminal.
So, stealthy.
Stealth.
This is the best bank heist ever.
Yes.
What we do is we walk into the bank like 20 foot away from like loads of armed guards and start firing loud weaponry around.
To be fair, I thought that I had to bring the rifle to the back there.
Yeah. No,
We
might have
did.
worked.
Oh well.
The rifle's in the bank.
Yeah. Just as one of the tellers went mad and punched the other guy, who then shot her in the face, and then this guy down here tried to run away with the money.
Mhm.
Oh. Well, we shall see, won't we? When we all reconvene. So, yeah. Thanks for playing,
Awesome.
guys. It
Maybe.
wouldn't be the same without you. There might have been a bank heist.
It might have happened 2 sessions ago.
Yeah. Oh. Thanks, guys.